Hello, I'm Emma Winterschladen and welcome to my first ever draw along. So today I thought we would go under the sea because in my opinion I think under the sea is a pretty fun place to be. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the camera above the drawing, so as I go you can see what I'm going to be drawing, why I'm drawing it, how I'm drawing it, and hopefully you'll get a bit of inspiration as I go. Don't worry about copying me exactly, but of course you're more than welcome to. But maybe you want to add a few of your own creatures as we go along. Right, so let's get stuck in. Step number 1, a big pad of paper. Now I think, personally, the bigger the better, because I think you really want to be able to fit lots of different things in your sea scene or under the sea scene, for it to feel really exciting, really busy, and almost like a story in itself. In terms of what I've got, I've just got some black pens. You could sketch it out with pencil before, but I think I might just go for it. I don't think we want to worry too much, this sort of thing. And then I've got some, and these are amazing. These are Illustrator Spectrum Noirs. Now, these are sort of fancy felt tip pens. You don't need to worry too much about what your felt tip pen is, as long as it's going to add some colour, because I think this is a sort of picture which we really do want some colour. Okay, let's go. So, first things first, I know I said that we're not going to use a pencil, but I think it's good to just sketch out a little bit what you think the background of your picture is going to look like. So, for example, I think we want to go and do some rocks, maybe, sort of the ground, or the ocean floor, I suppose is what you'd call it. And that just gives it a bit of, well, it's a bit more exciting, isn't it, than just a plain sand floor. And really, that is the only thing I'm going to start off by sketching, because I think we can just get started. First things first, I think we should start, let's build up the background. So let's go and do some seaweed. As we all know, under the sea is seaweed, and lots of it. Of course, even more exciting than seaweed is coral. So can you see what I'm doing there? I'm just doing some quite flowy. We want to give the idea that the seaweed is almost dancing on the bottom of the floor, the ocean floor. And if you can imagine, when we start colouring this in, we're going to be able to add all these different colours, and it's just going to almost like an underwater garden. So why don't we get some seaweed over here as well, just to balance it out. You see what I'm doing here? They're almost like little swirly whirly shapes, like that. We could also, you almost sometimes see kind of undersea little trees, coral trees. So again, don't worry too much. I think you just want to have a bit of fun with it. Let your hand go wild, just vaguely drawing the shape of a tree, almost like branches. Maybe we'll do him here. And you can just imagine loads of lovely cute little fishies would live in here, so maybe then next we'll draw some little fish when we get around to doing that. And maybe we also want to draw some other kinds of coral. You know, the type that's sort of a bit more, as you can see. Now, I always think you don't want to worry too much about being a perfectionist, because when you start adding colour, you're going to be able to add lots of different. So this is quite an easy one to draw. You're almost going to draw, can you see? I'm sort of drawing little circles that are like, almost like little wiggly, rough, pebbly circles. Not circles, funny little shapes. Like jelly beans almost, some of them. Now this is another kind. And then I'm just gonna sort of make them look like the sort of place that fish would hide. Now all this is going to add, obviously we're going to start adding some bigger players, but I think first we want to set the scene. So we could also, what about, I think, let's do almost like a, let's do almost like little palm trees, some leaves. See how I'm doing that? I think this would be good because we'll colour this in green. And again, I'm just trying to make it look like as if it's underwater. Just go there like that. Now, I don't know if they actually, I can't tell you what the technical term of this particular underwater plant is. But then again, I think we can make it up as we go along because it's our ocean. Hopefully we don't have any marine biologists watching us. So now we've done a bit of plant life, and remember here we've got our rock. And we don't want to put the rock in dark yet because we're going to start putting some things on top of the rock. So I'm looking down here and I'm thinking, what about an oyster? So we could do sort of an open mouth clam, couldn't we? So you're going to do a round curve like that. And then you're going to go like this. Wobbly. And we want to make it look like it's opening and closing. Now, what I will say about this is I think we want to make all of these things have characters. Maybe not the plants, but I think we want this clam to have a bit of a personality. So he's almost got like a little tongue and then a little pearl in there. Why not? When you go more detailed, I'm just going to go a bit thinner on my pen, just so you can see. I think we're going to give him a little face, a little smiley face. Why not? Very happy little clam. So now we can draw a bit of the rock behind. See that? Right. What next? Well, I think we're calling out for another rock here. Don't know about you. What about an eel? It's a nice easy thing to draw because you just do this. I have to say I'm feeling a bit weird about drawing this because I really have a bit of a phobia of eels. I think he's also an angry eel. Now things like shadows like this are going to really help because give a bit of depth. So start drawing him. So next, what about a turtle? I think we should go for a turtle. Let's see, I've got my, I did some, oh, actually I'm not. First, I'm going to go for a seahorse. Now, anyone him a few bubbles coming out of his mouth. Now, I don't know about you, but I think we're now missing some fish. Fish are very important in the sea. So I think we want some different kind of size fishes. So let's maybe go first, a nice simple fish to start. When I think of under the sea, I think of Finding Nemo, I think of The Little Mermaid. Can you see what I'm doing with the eyes here? I'm kind of trying to give them personality, bring them to life a little bit. And the way you do that, and I don't know if it's helpful, but you end up drawing in a way that you can, the eyes are really where the personality of the fish are. So you can make them look really angry, you can make them look really sad. If I go into the next page here, I can show you an example. So angry, but we can keep the same general principle. So I tend to do a circle, so an eye, a circle, and then do a big little oblong and a little one, a big one and a little one, and colour it in black, like that. And then you can just do variations of this sort of eye. Again, circle, circle, another circle, another circle. And suddenly it comes to life. Surprised eye. So let's put that principle when we're drawing things. We can really bring things to life by just the eyes. Now, is this an angelfish? I think we're going to draw now. We'll make it sort of a worried, maybe looking. Sad looking fish. There you go. What do you think about that? Remember, we're going to be able to add colour as we go. Another good little trick is to make it look like they're swimming. You can just do some little lines coming off them. Like this. Gives a bit of movement to the whole thing. Now, we could also do some shells, couldn't we? Like, again, nice and easy little things that you can do to add a bit of life and colour. So here, I think we're going to draw Mermaid. Possibly one of my favourite things to draw. Now you can draw, you don't need to be, you could draw a merman or a merboy. The key is this is going to be the hero of our picture story. And then you're probably wondering what the villain is, but we'll come to that soon. So I think we're going to start with the face. And as you see, give her maybe a fringe. Now, what I think about mermaid hair is it wants to be flowing, doesn't it? I think she needs an ear. Maybe she's got a sea flower in her hair. Because wouldn't you? Just starting to put a bit of the... And there's the hair. And then we're going to go... And we want her, most importantly, to have her arm resting on the rock. So, and I think we're going to give her a shell. Now, again, don't worry too much about how your mermaid's sitting, how your mermaid's looking. I think you just want to have a bit of fun with it, don't you? So let's... And she's sort of, I think, I quite want to give her a ring on her finger. Maybe she's... And then we've got the scales. Now, I'm actually not gonna, I think we don't want to draw too many because I think we can have a bit of fun when we start putting the colour. Now, what you will see me doing is things like little shadows. And now these are absolutely not necessary, so don't worry about them too much. But you see what's happening when I start, you can imagine the light isn't going to hit this part of the body as much, and just by putting a little bit of shadow you end up bringing it to life, making it look a bit more 3D. So here's my lovely mermaid's hair. And as you can see, I'm sort of giving her crazy hair. Again, please, your mermaid can have whatever hair your mermaid wants. I just want mine to have quite crazy hair. Well, not crazy, but lovely. Right, and then why don't we give her a necklace? And then we can start drawing the rock behind it, can't we? Now our mermaid needs a face. So before I was telling you about the eyes. Now this is when it comes really in handy. You might want to use a smaller pen. I've got my pen, I can actually use it in a different angle. It can be a bit thinner, but you don't want to go in with a big thick pen here. So I think we're going to do a lovely mermaid. I think she's going to be looking over here. Now we're not, remember, black and then little white holes in here. What about some freckles? And there's our mermaid. And again, because she's sitting on the rock, I think we want to, let's bring a bit of life to it. Let's make it look, get a bit of shadows in there. Again, don't worry too much about the shadows, but I just think they add a bit of reality to it. So here's our mermaid. Now, I don't know about you, but again, I'm going to put a chest here. Because I think every good story has got a pot of gold or a chest. And what should we put in the chest? What's treasure? What do we all count as treasure? Should we put, is it money? Is it jewellery? Maybe they're not the important things, hey? But for the sake of this, it's quite an easy one to do, isn't it? So again, you don't need to draw each individual piece of jewellery of gold, but you can just, you can give a good idea, can't you? So maybe we've got a pearl necklace, maybe one of this pearl. Maybe we've just got some coins. You can just sort of move it around, can't you? You don't necessarily need to be too specific about what's in there. I think this is probably on the sand, isn't it, rather than in the rocks. Have a little shell here. Oh, I tell you what, we haven't got a crab. More seaweed. See what I'm doing? I'm just adding as I'm going. I think that this should be the sort of picture where you can, the less white space the better. I mean, once we've coloured it all in, it's not going to be much white space anyway. But I'm just adding texture to our underwater garden. I think we've got to have some cute little fishies as well, don't we? I mean, are they smaller or just are they further away? Maybe in the background we have a swordfish. Always been scared of swordfishes. Don't know why. I think he's looking quite angry, isn't he? Again, more fishy, fishy, fishy. Now, I think the moment we've all been waiting for. Actually, no, I'll tell you what I'm going to do first. I am going to draw, coming from up here, I think we want to have a little, how should I do this? Yeah, I think we're going to have a turtle. What do you think about a turtle? I love turtles. So you almost want it to be sort of like a football, almost like a football. Kind of pentagon shapes. Again, don't worry too much about it. We just want to have a hard shell. And he's got his little paddlers. He's swimming through the ocean. Tail? Oh, they have tails? Who knows? And he's sort of, he looks like he's flapping around the place, doesn't he? I think that's good. And next, I am going to draw the bad guy. You know it's been coming. You knew it. You knew it before, you knew it when I said there was a villain. And what's the villain going to be? What do we think? Who should we do the villain? I think we are going to go... What are you thinking, everyone? Who do we think the villain is today. Have you guessed yet? Have you guessed who my villain is? Or maybe he's the good guy and the mermaid's the villain. Now, what tips do I have on drawing a shark? Well, you want him to be bigger up here and then almost like the tail gets smaller as if he's going back into the ocean. He needs a snout. They always say kick a shark in the snout or punch him in the snout if you ever find yourself coming across one. Now remember here how we did our angry eyes? I think let's put the angry eye into practice. Angry eye, do your circle, and then you're looking, and I think, what do we think? Does he look scary enough for us? I mean, I have to say, I wouldn't be very happy if I came across him in the ocean. And again, we're going to go and do, you see what I'm doing? I'm doing a bit of the shadowing again. Now, you can do a lot of this shadowing when you come to colour it in. He's not a happy chappy, is he? Well, let's just add a bit of, again, we can make him a bit more exciting. You see? So in order to make him look like he's swimming through the ocean very quickly, I'm just going to put some, you see these little movements can give such a look of as if he's coming towards us. Now we've got a space here. What should we put in? I'm going to put a jellyfish. A nice and easy one. And again, I think we want the jellyfish to look at the shark. And you see this, the eyes are great because the eyes are the thing that almost make a story, really. Because where the eyes are looking, you're getting a sense of, okay, the jellyfish is looking at the shark, he's not very happy, and he's looking really super scared. And I think we're going to do him a little, oh. And then we're going to go, nice and easy one to draw this one. Lots of squiggly, wiggly. This. What do we think? Is it ready for some colour yet? Ready for some colour? Or is it ready for, is there any other sort of things you can think of that we might want to put in? I'll tell you what I do like. What about some other fish here? Like that. And I think I'm done, you know. I think we are done because I think we want to get some colour on it now. More little. Oh, starfish! Of course we need a starfish. Let's put a little starfish here. And before you put colour on, you can just have a bit of... Now, remember, you don't need to colour in as quickly as I'm colouring in because I've sped this section up. Just go at your own speed and take this as a little inspiration. Colour in a bit of sand and then of course we want to move on and colour in our rocky bottom. So any lovely earthy colours you've got. Good here. Your browns, your greys. And now onto the hair. I'm going to go for a bright orange, but of course go for whatever colour you fancy. Got to get some green in our underwater garden, and of course the turtle is going to be green as well. Now to put some shadows in. A dark brown works well to bring the whole thing to life. Now pink, jellyfish, coral, course, the teeth of the shark. What colour should we go for the tail of the mermaid? I think a lovely green would work well. Now back to the pink. Pink shells, pink fish. And you see I'm just swapping colours all over. You can do whatever colours you want. Just have a bit of fun with it. I'm trying not to use too many colours as well, which I think is good. And I'm just building it up, colour by colour. And that's a good thing, when you've drawn your picture, you get to colour it in. And now we're coming to the finishing touches. Getting some black and doing some shadows. Not forgetting Mr. Shark. Now to add some blue to the water, to add a bit of movement to the whole thing. Don't you want to be under here? Should we all go and live in the sea? We're nearly there. What do you think? Our under the sea sea. Full of the colours of the ocean. Makes me want to go and live there. I don't know about you. I do know that I'd love to see your pictures though, so do share them and join me next time. Thanks, bye!